Hello, my name is Sally Gimmon, and I am the owner of thetrustisyou.com and a podcast called Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. The reason I named that podcast is because back in 2019, I got in trouble because I was working full-time and I wholesaled 7 bank-owned houses, and I had to get on a payment plan with the federal taxes, and I wanted to teach as many other people about the Spendthrift Trust. I'm doing this video twice a week to get the word out to as many people as possible. The Spendthrift Trust is legal, copywritten in the IRS Tax Code 643B, like Bravo, and it has been around since King Henry VIII started the Church of England way back in England. I want to say 1553. Don't hold me to that. I transpose numbers. I'm dyslexic. This trust, the full name of it is irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor Spendthrift Trust. It's legal, copywritten in the IRS Tax Code. Irrevocable, generation to generation. The Rockefellers Trust, which is called The Office, is 7 generations old and has almost 400 people under the same EIN or employee identification number. Irrevocable, complex. This trust can hold money from a day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, decade to decade. 97% of the trusts in the United States that are sold every year is what my mom and dad had and what Susie Orman talks about on TV. It's the family trust. The only thing it does is avoid going through probate, and then it dissolves and goes away. This trust is not your mom and dad's trust. This is what the Barron families, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys, all put into the IRS tax code back in February of 1913. Most people do not realize the IRS tax code was only supposed to be around for 6 years, and the Barron families put this into the tax code 643B. Well, our tax code is now more than 120 years old. And my undergrad was English literature. I love Shakespeare. Put up all of Shakespeare's work, Romeo and Juliet, As You Like It, Midsummer Night's Dream, King Henry III. Put all of Shakespeare's portfolios up to it, and the U.S. tax code is 10 times the size of Shakespeare's work. Trust me, Shakespeare is a lot more interesting to read than the tax code. Most CPAs and financial advisors have never heard of the Spendthrift Trust. I know this. There is a recommendation. This is a textbook that trust attorneys study in law school. There are over 1 million attorneys in the United States, and only 4% of all attorneys are trust attorneys. So if your financial advisor says, I've never heard of this, the book is Scott and Asher on Trust, 5th edition. There's a whole chapter dedicated to this. I'm inviting you to set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me to talk about your taxes. I'll give you a copy of the book I read on the Rockefellers, and 2 cases of case law to give to your financial planner or to your CPA, because I want everybody to know about this. Because if I can save taxes, if the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, and the Kennedys can save taxes, you too can save taxes. Now, there are 4 trusts I'm going to discuss super fast because I do go live November 14th at 2 p.m. So you can come, that's going to be on Zoom. I'm going to do my slide deck, and I'm going to open it up for question and answering. Again, November 14th at 4 p.m. East Coast time. But the 4 ways it's going to save you, these 4 trusts. Number 1, federal taxes. Everybody wants to save federal taxes. If the rich know this, you should know this too. Also, when you set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me, I will send you articles from Forbes magazine that talks about the Spendthrift Trust, and literally it says this is for people making at least $3 million. No. Quite frankly, there is a cost to it. It's a little, but you pay for it once, and it goes from generation to generation. The 4 ways you're going to save. First off, federal taxes. I already said that. Yay, everyone wants to save federal taxes. Number 2, it's going to keep your information 100% private. There's a false rumor out there that your LLC, your S Corp, or C Corp does that for you. No. I can write a Freedom of Information to the Secretary of State or to the Corporation Commission and ask about the trust, ask about the LLC. This trust is completely private. Number 3, I can't stop you from being sued, but you're not going to pay any judgments if you get sued. Here's an example for you. Maybe some of you are too young to remember O.J. Simpson, but he was acquitted for killing his wife and Ron Goldman. The Goldman family sued OJ, the individual, for $135 million, the individual. OJ Simpson, because he was a famous football star, movie star, commercials, he had everything in his Spendthrift Trust. A few years ago, I want to say 6 years ago, he went to jail in Las Vegas for breaking into a hotel room. Again, the individual went to jail. It didn't affect anything in his trust. He still golfs 3 times a week, and all his belongings are in the titanium vault. And number 4, the way it's going to save you money is if you don't know about the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act that starts January 1st, it's going to affect all small businesses, business owners, and people doing business as. If you're an established LLC, doing business as, or a corporation, you will not have to do the paperwork until January 1st, 2025. If you start a new LLC, doing business as, or corporation, let's say you started January 15th because you're buying a new property. I'm a real estate investor. If you start a new LLC on January 15th of 2024, you have 30 days to do this paperwork or be charged $10,000 or go to jail for 2 years, or both. Both. This is crazy. They're not even talking about this until December 26, 2023. The law firm I work on behalf of did a Letter of Freedom of Information Act, and then we got a BOLE. I don't remember what BOLE stands for, but information on this. If you need to find out more information about the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act, my email, info@thetrustisyou.com. I will send that to you. So please, everyone should know about the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act that's starting in a few weeks. So with this trust, I forgot to tell you, it's irrevocable, complex, discretionary. Whoever are the trustees can make the rules for the beneficiaries. If you like one niece more than another niece, you can leave them more money. It's your choice. Non-grantor. This makes that trust 100% private. When you start the trust, you are going to have someone sign up and sign away from the trust. They can't be a beneficiary, and you will need their Social Security number. Excuse me. You will need their Social Security number. If you can't find someone to do this, either I can do this or somebody else at the law firm will do this for you free of charge. We do this for many of our clients. This makes a trust 100% private. Nobody knows what you have or where you're going to. And then the fifth element is spendthrift. This has been in front of the United States Supreme Court twice. Both times the Supreme Court has favored with the Spendthrift Trust that says it's legal, it's copywritten. The law firm I work on behalf, the copywritten is 72 years old. It's never been audited. Well, I'll be honest. One trust was audited 7 years ago. An IRS agent went down to Houston to the law firm. He went into a corporate boardroom. He looked things over for 15 minutes. He came out and he said, "This is legal." So it's going to save clients thousands of dollars. The business trust is for 1099 income earners and business owners. They are going to save starting at least 70% in federal taxes before they take deductibles. When they start taking deductibles, they will be up to 90% to 95%, because you don't ever want to be at zero. Certain president's getting in trouble for that. By the way, he has his trust. So you're going to save so much money. In 2022, I saved 92% of my 1099 income. Yes, I only paid 8% of 1099 income to the federal government. It's a beautiful thing. Again, some of my clients who are saving money, a real estate agent saved over $3,900 on selling one house. A business coach who has group coaching and individual coaching, he's going to save over $58,726 in 2023. What if he does this for 10 years? He's going to save more than $500,000 in federal taxes because he has this trust. Somebody who has an Etsy store selling earrings, reselling earrings, she's going to save over $13,500 every single year. A gentleman with 4 sub shops, he's going to be saving over $31,000 every single year. And then when he leaves his 4 sub shops to his 2 children, they will not pay inheritance tax, and they too will save 1099 income year after year after year. A gentleman who sells commercial lighting in Chicago. Not making fun of people in Chicago, but you have state taxes. Because he's got this trust, he will not pay state taxes and he will save on federal taxes. He only works 3 days a week, and with his commercial lighting, he's going to save over almost $35,800 working 3 days a week. Now he's going to start working 5 days a week. That's with the business trust. Amazing. Now, that's the first trust. The second trust is the beneficial trust. This is for all and any U.S. investors in the United States. I do have clients who are foreigners with property in the United States. They have one more form to fill out to be able to save federal taxes on this. The five taxes you will not pay: capital gains, short-term capital gains, and long-term capital gains. Hence the name of my podcast, Stop Paying Capital Gains Now. I got in trouble with the IRS because I paid too much in capital gains. Yikes. I paid it all off. So that's going to be when you sell something at a profit. A year or less is 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket. There's 7 layers, 4 ways to file your taxes. Long-term capital gains for a year or more, it will either be 15% or 20%. Just to give you an idea, someone selling a family restaurant, a 42-year-old family restaurant for $3 million, at 15%, they're saving $460,000. Yikes. And at 20%, $600,000. They wouldn't have to pay those capital gains until April 15th of 2024. They sold the restaurant March 30th. There's a reason I work with business brokers. They're saving so much money. That's capital gains. Interest income. This is for anyone who's a passive investor, creative financing, seller financing, the BRRRR strategy, if you forex, and I have notes. Interest income is taxed between 10% to 37%, 7 different layers, depending on your tax brackets. By the way, forex investors, you get taxed twice. You get taxed interest income and capital gains. Yikes, you need this trust. Dividend income. This is for anyone who's in the stock market, doing day trading. They're doing options trading. They're doing futures trading. They're doing binary trading. With a dividend income, you're going to be paying on your profits between 10% to 37%, 7 different layers, 4 different ways on your taxes. Options traders, listen up. You get taxed a little bit differently. 40% for a year or less on profits, 60 for a year or more. You need this Spendthrift Trust. That's the dividend income. Rental income. If you have short-term or long-term rental, yes, you can take depreciation year after year after year. I'm not telling you not to do that. But remember, the 2 very important ways. Your information is 100% private. Your LLC does not do that. And the most important way, you're not going to pay any judgments if you get sued. What if someone slips on ice and breaks their leg? Or what if a dog gets loose, the renter's dog gets loose and bites somebody? They're going to come after the person who owns that rental, not the person who's renting. This trust is going to save you. And then finally, royalties. I don't care if you are on your talents, if you're an author, a songwriter, a playwright, an actor or an actress, you're in the NFT world, you have oil rights, or I get paid royalties for selling the trust. So it's an amazing thing. Again, that's a business trust for 1099 income earners and business owners. The beneficial trust for any and all investors in the United States. There's the senior trust that is for people who are 65 or older, making too much money and affecting their Part B of Medicare. Part B is their doctors and their tests. If you're making, that's a very specialized trust for only seniors. And again, I'm going to say, make an appointment with me at info@thetrustisyou.com. No, sorry, that's my email address. You're going to, sorry, I don't bring anybody on. Last time I did that, they were naked. I don't bring anybody on. So I'm sorry about that, Jack. The senior trust is for people over 65. And then finally, the nonprofit trust for 501c3 companies. My other website, if you want to learn how to pay down debt very, very fast, pay off your mortgage in 5 to 7 years, you're going to go out to www.learn.withsallymarie.com. I go live on Facebook, my Facebook group, learnwithsallymarie.com, 4 o'clock East Coast time on Mondays. Again, there's a Circle of Wealth, 5 simple steps. The trust is step number 5, but there's a way, one time, $10, 3 recruits, you're going to make $20,080 in crypto pyramid tree very easily. If you would like to make a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me, You're just going to go out to www.thetrust The law firm I work on behalf of has inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023. It started before we were a country. This is in the IRS Tax Code that went into effect February of 1913, and it is legal. Don't let anyone tell you it's not legal. If I can save taxes, you should save taxes too. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.